Welcome to the Long Island Pine Barrens Society program. I'm Dick Amper.
And I'm Kathleen Nasta. We're here at Oheka Castle. We're celebrating the 38th anniversary of the Environmental Awards Gala.
And the party is obviously underway.
Yes, and
so
we're missing it, so we need to go.
So the Trevor Davison Band entertained guests throughout the gala. Here he is during the cocktail hour.
Newly appointed Department of Environmental Conservation Regional Director Carrie Meek Gallagher and PSE&G Director Chris Hahn arrive at Oheka.
Honorees Jennifer Juengst, Paul Sabatino, and Jeff Szabo enjoy the festivities.
Some 200 Long Island leaders enjoyed Gala 38. The theme was Jazz at the Castle.
As usual, the food was terrific.
Hey, there's Gala Committee Chairman Ross Ain of Caithness. And there you are with Long Island Association President Kevin Law.
Here's Suffolk County Water Authority Chairman Jim Gorin.
And Water Authority CEO Jeff Szabo with Water Authority staff members Donna Mancuso and Tim Motes.
Well, it looks as though the staff is ready to begin the event program as guests file into the dining room. Everybody seems to be ready to get underway.
It was a great production. The awards, the videos, the music, and everybody had a good time.
Let's watch.
Good evening. My name is Alan Singer, and I'm president of the Long Island Pine Barrens Society. And now please rise to honor our country with our national anthem performed by 14-year-old Aubrey Alvino from Babylon Village.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, Alec Baldwin.
Good evening and welcome to the Long Island Pine Barrens Society's 38th Anniversary Environmental Awards Gala at Oheka Castle. I'm sorry my work has kept me from being there in person, but I want to take just a minute to tell you what I think of the Society and its great work. The environment, and especially the environment on Long Island, is very important to me as a lifelong resident. For nearly 4 decades, the Pine Barrens Society has been working to protect water and preserve open space. Their historic achievements include approval of the Suffolk County Drinking Water Protection Program and the Peconic Bay Region Community Preservation Fund, which have generated more than $2 billion to preserve open space and farmland and to protect drinking and surface water island-wide. The Society's epic accomplishment was enacting the Pine Barrens Protection Act, which permanently preserves Long Island's premier ecosystem, 100,000 acres, which boasts the greatest diversity of plants and animals and the purest groundwater anywhere in the state of New York. This past year alone, our Pine Barrens Society won a landmark appeals court decision that overturned the rating of $30 million from the Drinking Water Protection Program during the administration of Suffolk County Executive Steve Levy, and approval of a referendum to ensure that funds directed for land and water protection cannot be used for anything else without the approval of the public at referendum. Today, the Pine Barrens Society is fighting to reverse declining water quality from Great Neck to Montauk through creation of the Long Island Clean Water Partnership, involving Citizens Campaign for the Environment, Group for the East End, and the Nature Conservancy. Improving drinking water and surface waters has become the island's top environmental and economic priority thanks to this critical work. Thank you for your support of our Long Island Pine Barrens Society and its impressive work. Have a great evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, your hosts for Jazz at the Castle, Richard Amper and Kathleen Master.
Thank you all and welcome to Jazz at the Castle.
And we're here tonight to mark the 38th anniversary of the Long Island Pine Barrens Society, to recognize our worthy honorees, to enjoy a sumptuous dinner and jazz at the castle.
You know, the Pine Barrens Society is very lucky to have some of the finest photographers and filmmakers anywhere out there capturing the beauty and wonder of Long Island's Pine Barrens. Let's look at the Pine Barrens through the lens of filmmaker Kai Simonson. The Long Island Pine Barrens. Let's protect them. All right, the Pine Barrens Society means business, and we're getting right down to business. It's time to present the Dennis Pulston Environmental Achievement Award. An internationally recognized naturalist from Long Island through his exploration, writing, and art, Dennis Pulston's incredible life and gifts are recognized by the Society as having named our annual Environmental Achievement Award in his honor.
Occasionally, and only when the law is broken and Long Islanders are harmed, the Society uses litigation to protect our environment. For example, just this past year, the Society won a landmark appeals court ruling that invalidated former Suffolk County Executive Steve Levy's raid of $30 million from Suffolk's Drinking Water Protection Program, created by public referendum to preserve the Pine Barrens and its pure underground water supply. This was a victory for clean water, a healthy environment, and good government. 3 talented and caring attorneys share this year's Dennis Pulston Environmental Achievement Award.
Ladies and gentlemen, they are Smithtown Deputy Town Attorney Jennifer Juengst, former Suffolk County Legislative Attorney and Chief Deputy County Executive Paul Sabatino II, and Public Interest Attorney Regina Seltzer.
So apart from their superlative legal skills, astonishingly, they've provided years of professional service to the society and Long Island pro bono, that is, without charge. We couldn't afford it any other way.
It's true. Hey, and we're not talking about fighting parking tickets here. We're talking about taking cases of constitutional law right up to the highest court in New York State. We're talking about the doctrine of legislative equivalency, aren't we, Paul? And seriously, folks, in a world where an attorney in a white shoe law firm can make more than $1,000 an hour, it's been our pleasure to work with the top legal minds on Long Island who are doing this for no other purpose than to do right by the people of Long Island. It's a great honor working with them, it really is. The winners of the 2015 Dennis Pulston Environmental Achievement Award are the Society's Legal Eagles, Pro-Bono attorneys Jennifer Juengst, Paul Sabatino II, and Regina Seltzer. They will each sum up briefly. Jen?
Thank you very, very much, everyone. I'm so glad to see a good turnout for this. It's very important to support the Long Island Pine Barrens Society. They support me as someone who wants to volunteer their time to take on environmental issues for the citizens of Suffolk County and the state of New York. So I'm very, very thankful for the opportunity just to do it. I'm glad to do it for you. Thank you.
Paul Sabatino II.
First of all, I want to thank the Pine Barrens Society for this great award. But I only made it possible because I worked with 2 really terrific people. I told Dick Amper right at the beginning that just having my name on the same legal documents with Reggie Seltzer, who's a true icon in the legal field in Suffolk County and really the state of New York, was honor enough. When I looked at Reggie's first set of papers, after sharing a memo with her, I realized she had a totally different style. Her style is to take a sledgehammer, a meat axe, a bulldozer, and put it on a piece of paper. And I call that the pound and ground doctrine. Now, with respect to Jennifer, Jennifer, in my judgment, is the future face of the legal portion of the Pine Barrens Society and the environmental community. She has all the requisite skills that you need to be a fine attorney. She's got the technical skills, she's got the judgment, she's got the character. But the one thing she's got that I don't have and a lot of other attorneys don't have, which separates her from all the rest of us, is that she's got patience. In closing, I just want to elevate it to a little higher perspective, which is that the importance of this lawsuit tonight is that it adds to the success and the legacy of the Pine Barrens Society. A person or an entity is very fortunate in life if they can pass on just one legacy to a future generation. The Pine Barrens Society as an entity far surpasses that. They've got the legacy we all know about, which is the Pine Barrens Act, state legislation that speaks for itself. We've got this 0.25% program that they began in 1987, where they convinced the electorate to tax themselves to the tune of $2.2 billion over the life of a program, and then spend the money on environmental initiatives. They've got the legacy of all the different land acquisitions that were achieved with the use of this money. I mean, we've got 68,000 acres of land that's been preserved in the county of Suffolk, and we've already spent over $1 billion. And those are 3 great legacies. But the critical fourth legacy, which comes tonight in terms of the award that we're being granted in connection with the lawsuit, is that we've got elected officials trying to take away the right of the people who had it codified back in 1987 that you can't change a public referendum without a public referendum. And nobody would stand up to these people, the politicians, the entrenched interests, except for the Pine Barrens Society. And the victory that was secured, which is the fourth legacy for the Pine Barrens Society, is that in Suffolk County, going forward, it will always take a public referendum, a vote of the voters, to change something that they voted for in the first place. And on that fine note, again, I thank you and the Pine Barrens Society for this great honor.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you. And Regina Seltzer.
I'm going to surprise everybody and just say thank you. And thank you to the Pine Barrens Society for having made it possible for me to do things that were important to this community. Thank you.
Moving right along, the Society's 2015 Award for Outstanding Contribution to Long Island's Environment goes to the Suffolk County Water Authority.
3 years ago, in response to declining water quality across Long Island, the Pine Barrens Society helped to create the Long Island Clean Water Partnership, along with Citizens Campaign for the Environment, Group for the East End, and the Nature Conservancy.
You know, until recently, most Long Islanders didn't know where Long Island's water came from or where it went when they were done with it. It's true. You won't believe this, but in a 2013 poll, some respondents replied to the question, where do Long Islanders get their water from, with, from the faucet, stupid. Today, most Long Islanders know that our water comes from beneath our feet in a network of underground aquifers. They also know that because out of sight is out of mind, the condition of our water is bad and getting worse. Nitrogen contamination from wastewater and fertilizer is the primary culprit, but there are also pesticides, toxic chemicals, and even unused pharmaceuticals, all adversely affecting both groundwater and surface water. The Society and others have asked the question, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
Wonder where that came from, Mom.
Yeah, I wonder. Since then, a massive public education campaign, an appeals court decision, a referendum, and investment in cleaner water at the federal, state, county, and local levels have begun to reverse declining water quality. But we have a long, long way to go. Many of Long Island's leaders from business and the community have come together to do their part in restoring the quality of Long Island's water. And to no one's surprise, an organization which has been committed to clean water for more than 6 decades emerged again as a leader in protecting water on Long Island. That organization is the Suffolk County Water Authority.
So, what is the Suffolk County Water Authority, and what does it do to deserve our recognition? In the spirit of tonight's theme, Jazz at the Castle, let's see. Most people take water for granted, but not the Suffolk County Water Authority. This public benefit corporation supplies 1.2 million Suffolk County residents with nearly 70 billion gallons of water a year, making it the largest supplier of groundwater in the country. The Water Authority operates 586 wells, 237 pump stations, and 63 storage facilities. In addition to supplying clean water that is tested around the clock, the Suffolk County Water Authority is a partner in protection, preservation, and public education. The Water Authority works diligently to identify and protect the highest quality sources of groundwater. Their work limits costly treatment and remediation of contaminants and helps protect the quality of our surface water. In 1993, it helped create the Pine Barrens Protection Act to preserve the island's purest water supply. In the face of declining water quality island-wide, in 2013, the Water Authority created the Long Island Commission for Aquifer Protection to advance a coordinated regional approach to water resource management. It's a champion of conservation, working to reduce peak demand and limit overconsumption. Their state-of-the-art water testing laboratory works tirelessly to ensure clean, safe drinking water. The Water Authority's cooperative research programs and the Long Island Commission for Aquifer Protection's State of the Aquifer Report help Long Islanders better appreciate and protect our groundwater. Finally, its educational programs, which reach approximately 10,000 school children every year, help the next generation to understand our aquifer system and the need to protect and use the resource responsibly. And the soon-to-be-operated Suffolk County Water Authority Education Center will expand on that goal with interactive displays teaching all aspects of the aquifer system, the water cycle, and the Water Authority's role in supplying water to the public. So, the Suffolk County Water Authority is not merely the supplier of clean water for more than 1 million Suffolk County residents. It is a true partner in preservation and protection of water across Long Island. And so the winner of the Society's Award for Outstanding Contribution to Long Island's Environment is the Suffolk County Water Authority.
And to accept the award is the Chairman of the Suffolk County Water Authority, Mr. James Gorin.
Wow, thank you very much. Well, I'm really standing here for decades of board members to the Water Authority, prior chairs, and so many employees who have always worked diligently to protect the drinking water. So I accept this on behalf of all of the employees of the Water Authority, past and present. Just want to briefly say, in a prior life, back in 1988, I went to the county legislature as a member. And having been elected, I thought I knew everything I needed to know about the Central Pine Barrens. And then pretty quickly, I realized I didn't know much at all because I met a gentleman named Dick Amper who was not only educated all of us, but he was somebody who was never shy. He was always well prepared. I do have to admit it, sometimes we hoped he went away, and he was very annoying. But that was important that he did that because he and so many other members of the society that weren't along with him just pushed and pushed and pushed until the governmental officials did what had to be done at both the county level and at the state level. And he went beyond that. He convinced the voters of Suffolk County as well, along with the many members of the society who worked with him, to do something that voters don't like to do, and that is to spend money, and in this case, to spend money not for themselves, but for future generations. And the Water Authority today, we proudly accept this award. Yes, we have been a moral leader in protecting the drinking water, but we've also done it for a very selfish purpose, and that is because the preservation of the Long Island Pine Barrens is our insurance that we're always going to have clean drinking water as long as we continue to protect it. Thank you very much.
All right, that was very, very kind words. Thank you very, very much. I want to remind those of you who have been with us before, you know we like to close the program with something just for fun.
Yeah, so we've put our own questions to the responses of some of the Republican presidential candidates at a recent debate.
Now, the Democratic debate came too close to this event to be included, but given the drubbing we gave President Obama last year, we're retaining our reputation as equal opportunity offenders. Hi, we're at the PBS newsroom. That's not the public broadcasting system, that's the Pine Barrens Society newsroom. And across town at the Fox studio are the Republican candidates for president, and we'll be asking them questions entirely of our own making.
Yes, that's right. And there are two very simple rules for the candidates. One is that they have to answer in 10 seconds, and the second is there is no rebuttal.
That's right. So want to start with the first question?
Yes. We're going to start with you, Mr. Trump. Do you think that the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation and the Long Island Regional Planning Council are the right groups to be overseeing Long Island's water quality improvement plan?
The Mexican government is much smarter, much sharper, much more cunning.
All right, the second question, and that one would be first for Mr. Huckabee. What do you think about Steve Levy's old raid on the Suffolk County Drinking Water Protection Program?
It's always that the government figures that they can do this off the backs of people, many of whom are poor and depend on that money, and I just think it's fundamentally lying to the people and stealing from them, and we shouldn't be doing it.
Governor Christie, what do you think?
We need to go at the fundamental problem. And the fundamental problem is that this system is broken. It has been stolen from. We have been lied to. We need a strong leader to tell the truth and fix it.
Let me ask this next question of Governor Kasich. Do you think anti-environment politicians like Steve Levy should be locked up?
It costs $22,500 a year to keep them in prison. I'd rather get them their medication so they could lead a decent life.
Governor Bush, what do you think of the Long Island Association's proposal for affordable housing and jobs?
There's no possible way we can do it with lowering expectations and dumbing down everything. Children are going to suffer and families' hearts are going to be broken that their kids won't be able to get a job in the 21st century.
Mr. Trump, you've built golf courses all around the world. How would you describe the proposed Hills at Southampton golf resort?
Complete disaster. I wouldn't do that.
Then you're saying kill the hills?
Correct.
So you think it's a very bad project, is that right?
You better believe it. And I'm the only one on the stage that knew that and had the vision to say it.
Dr. Carson, do you think people should vote for you instead of Donald Trump because you're a brain surgeon?
The thing that is probably most important is having a brain and to be able to figure things out and learn things very rapidly.
Dr. Carson, what do you think of Alec Baldwin for vice president?
If Hillary is the candidate, which I doubt, that would be a dream come true. But
So, next question for Mr. Trump. What do you think of the environmental coalition that has come together to fight for clean water, including Citizens Campaign for the Environment, our Pine Barrens Society, Group for the East End, and the Nature Conservancy? What do you think about them?
First of all, these aren't babies. These are total killers. These are not the nice, sweet little people that you think, okay? You know, I mean, you're living in a world of the make-believe.
I hope you enjoyed this a little bit. I think we'll keep our day jobs,
yes,
what do you say? Let's get back to the conclusion of the program. Thanks for watching.
So more seriously, we want to thank John Cryan, Bob McGrath, and John Turner. So these are the people who founded the Pine Barrens Society 38 years ago. Without their wisdom and determination, the Long Island Pine Barrens would have been lost.
And finally, thank you for being here and for your support. Enjoy your dinner and dessert, network, dance up a storm, have a good time. I'm Dick Amper.
And I'm Kathleen Nasta. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Safe home. Wow, another great event, yes?
That was awesome. I think it gets better and better every year.
I think it's terrific, and I loved interviewing the presidential candidates.
Oh, that was the best part.
We had a great party. Join us again next time for another program on the environment. I'm Dick Amper.
I'm Kathleen Nasta. We'll
Thanks
see
for
you next
watching.
time.
Yes.